happens as Ridgeview boots the ball down about the 7 or 8 yard line, and it goes off the hands and then the knees of Terrell Duke. So the Rebels, week 7, hosting the Ridgeview Wolfpack. We're at South High School. We're old school, man. We're at South. My name's Vance Palm, and with me, as always, our captain, Brian Adams. South High School. They're getting some pub this year, Brian. Big pub.
Well, Vance, they're playing very well, Vance. You know, they've turned the ship around from last year. Just see how the kids play. They warm up. Everything looks better about the Rebels. And let's see what they can do. They have some playmakers. Can they put some pressure on Wolfpack?
Flags before we get going. So some nerves at play here, Brian. The Rebels are 5-1, 1-0 in league. Ridgeview 5-2, 1-0 in league. We have both these teams on TV. Coach Wren for South, Coach Manning for Ridgeview. So just like that, a defensive penalty against the Wolfpack before a play's even been called. They fumble on the kickoff for the Rebels. So anxiety playing a role here early as far as their focus. 1st and 5 for the Rebels, and they're on their own 14-yard line. Here we go. What a football game. We're looking forward to it. The Rebels have the ball. Rolls out to the right, throws, goes downfield, looks for the big fella, has him. It's a beautiful pass. It's a beautiful catch. Are you kidding me? Keith Evans. Evans down to the 35-yard line. A really nice play and a really nice pass by Eddie Perez. Bang!
Well, Vance, I talked about playmakers. Keith Evans against Highland was definitely one. Great job of the quarterback setting up, and that's Eddie Perez throwing it down. And right now, Evans is just going to make plays. He makes young Keaton miss right there, and then is able to pick up some more yards and get to 35. So now South High is in striking distance.
1st and 10. Little pitch out to the right side, and had it not been for a good tackle in there by, of course, Brandon Tripp, that would have been another big game. But South High strikes early on their first play from the line of scrimmage, a 48-yard pass from Perez to Evans, and it sets up now for a 2nd and 8, strong left side. Perez in the shotgun. He has Asante Johnson to his left, and Terrell Duke in the slot. It's a pitch out here to Duke. Duke has some good downfield blocking, but somehow those linebackers from Ridgeview got through there, made a great play.
Well, you see right there, Vance, great penetration by Turner, and I couldn't see the other number there. I believe that was also Jacob Lopez. And we'll see here in the replay, Vance, they're going to stretch this out. Turner does a great job of forcing it, containing, pushes it inside, so you have a tackle for a loss and back to the original line of scrimmage.
3rd and 10. Perez takes a look. Perez rolls to his right, has a nice arm. We've seen that already. Throws out here in the flats, and it's incomplete. So after a sparkling beginning for the Rebels, now they're in a tough spot. It's 4th and 10. They're out in a soft part of the football field as far as making that decision of what they're going to do with the ball. 4th and 10. It'll be an interesting decision here. Coach Wren talking to some of his players. Pretty heated discussion went on the sidelines. And a long shotgun distance as far as the snap. Yeah, and it's going to be a quick little punt out into the open area. Oh, what a beauty if it stays in. Oh, it almost stayed about the 3-yard line, but it goes into the end. So good start for the Rebels.
I think so, Vance. First of all, you started inside your 10-yard line. You got the ball down, playing the field position game now. Good job of punting. Almost angled it to where you got up in the coffin corner, but they just weren't able to pick that up as the ball rolled into the end zone. But, Vance, the one thing I do like is the strike early against that safety. You know, there's going to be a lot of room against one-on-one that safety. You can run corners, you can run posts. I like to see South get back to that with Evans.
South's only lost once, and that's to the Arvin Bears on September 7th. So good football team this year. Coach Wren's got it going. How about this squad right here? The Ridgeview Wolfpack, we saw them a few weeks ago against Liberty, and they played very, very well. A lot of talented players in this team. Cotton Moya is the most familiar name we call. What a great athlete he is, and he's back this week.
Yeah, and Brandon Tripp as well. Brandon Tripp is a big playmaker for him as well. They both averaged, I think, at one point over 6 yards a carry. That's difficult to stop because both kids are very explosive.
2nd and 5 for the Wolfpack. They send a receiver about 30 yards away down the right side. Cotton Moya goes on the ground again. It's to Tripp, and Tripp is one tough load to bring down. Nice job out there by... These numbers are going to be hard for Brian and I on the front side. When they turn back around, we'll see who they are on the tackles. But on the front side, hard to read. Light blue on gray.
But Vance, I'll tell you, they have some sweet uniforms, Vance. South High's having a breakout season for the first time in a while, and they're breaking out with those sweet unis.
Demetrius Green, number 20, made the tackle. We can see the backside, but the front side tough. 1st and 10. One back stands right behind Cotton Moya. He barks out the signals. They're going to run. It's to the right side. It's Tripp. Tripp breaks one tackle, breaks another tackle. That's a 10, 11-yard gain. So we saw this a few weeks ago when Ridgeview played at Liberty. It was Cotton Moya and Tripp, and then Tripp and Cotton Moya, and boy, what a load.
And Vance, right there you see on the replay, Tripp is just such a strong back. He runs with a good lean. He usually almost goes for it when he's tackled. Now, I thought we saw one of the best games that we saw on TV. I remember we don't see every game they play. But in the last few years, the best game the Ridgeview Wolfpack had played on Bright House Network.
About 3.5 quarters of football that Coach Manning agreed with tonight pregame. He goes, yeah, that was a good showing for us, but tonight's another night, Vance. Cotton Moya on a keeper. Well, look at him go. Look at his speed. Look at his talent. Picks up a block. Another good move. Will he get in? It's going to be tight. Now he's running east-west instead of north-south. Touchdown! Beautiful. Cotton Moya.
Well, Vance, again, we've done BHS games and we talk about sometimes there's kids on the field that are just above everybody else, and that's all that is right there, Vance. These kids are in position, but he's just better than the other players on the field, and he's going to make them miss. You know, when you start making plays like this, it's just you're just a better football player, and he just out-athleted everybody on that one, Vance.
Kamari Cotton Moya with about a 47-yarder. Here's the PAT. It's up and it's good. So 7-0 the score. We are at South High School where the Rebels hosting the Ridgeview Wolfpack. Week 7, I believe, of high school football game of the week. Here's another look.
You know, Vance, we're going to see right here on the replay. See, he does that play action. You've been killing him earlier with the other runs. Now here he is one-on-one, makes one player miss. Runs by another player. Cuts back, makes another guy miss. And then he's going to accelerate again. Starts going across the field, makes another player miss. Then runs through Duke. Duke tries to go for the strip. And then he just leans in for the TD.
8.5 left in this first quarter. 7-0. Ridgeview out to an early lead. You know, South started off really well. Had a nice 50-yard pass play to start things off. Then they stalled a little bit, and boy, it didn't take long for Ridgeview to answer back. Head coach of the Wolfpack, Dennis Manning.
You know, Vance, and sorry to cut you off, partner, but offensively they're potent. You know, they put up 20-plus points against Hart, and Hart's one of the top teams in Southern California. Now, I believe South has to be in a scoring match. You're not going to shut down Tripp and Moya with just their everyday run-of-the-mill defense. But I think the South has to be opportunistic and really take advantage of those safeties and try to put them in a bind.
Low kick, taken at the 10. Looking for some room. Oh, boy. A ton of room right up the middle of the football field. Terrell Duke. And that almost was a big one. 1st and 10, South High.
And here you go, Vance, and this is what you love to see if you're a runner returning the ball, because that just opened up, the lane opened up, and he's able to make a play. Turner's able to make the tackle, and there you see Keaton helping out. So good job. Also, Ridgeview being in position to stop the huge play, but not before they got to about the 32-yard line.
They're right below our scissor lift. So here's Perez on the keeper. He's going to try to grind out something. pays the price and finally gets thrown down. He may have squeaked out 3 or 4.
You know, we talk about big-time athletes on offense, but one thing we know about the Ridgeview defense, and we've seen them play, and that's Robbie Watson. He's a playmaker the same way of Cotton Moy is on the offense. Robbie Watson really gets it done, able to run the sideline, plug holes, and I think the key is you have to stop Robbie and get blockers on him because he can cause havoc in any running game.
2nd and 10, Perez. Shotgun, looks to his left, fires when the ball is deflected but still caught. Oh, great concentration out there by Keith Evans. The ball was deflected out of the hands of Perez, and, well, that's a good grab.
Oh, great job of concentrating on the ball, and Keith Evans is one of their playmakers at South. And what I like Vance is he stopped his momentum. He didn't try to reach back and keep running. You'll see right here, he sees the ball's tip, he stops, he lets his body come back and does a great job of catching the ball. And I think there's some error against that secondary of Ridgeview to make plays like that.
7 yards is what he got, and Perez is going to try to get the rest here on a 3rd and 3, and he was hit early, and he kept going, so got to hand it to Eddie Perez. He's a junior. He's a 5'7", 160-pound quarterback. Now he's got to come off because his helmet popped off. And the high school rule, if your helmet comes off, you got to come off for one play, and he has to.
You know, Vance right there fighting for yards, does a good job of getting up there. And like I said, his helmet comes off, and that's the same thing Vance did in college. The helmet pops off, you come out for a play. Timeout, though, South High, as they figure out what they want to do, as Coach Wren talks to the troops.
Well, it's a
has their 4th and short.
Sorry, buddy. It's a good timeout that he takes because the quarterback wasn't in, so they had to find the other quarterback real quick, and it's 4th and 1.
And, Vance, I can't read it all, but somebody likes Terrell Duke because I see number 21.
Well, what's not to like? Our director this evening is our senior director, producer, Bernard Johnson. Elated over his Colts' big win over the Packers. The Godfather, Zachary Flores, is on the South Scissor Lift. Super Samson Boma is on our scissor lift as well. Carlos Anguiano down on the grass. Dave Farnes in the truck. And we now have Jesse Belt in at quarterback, and he doesn't look like he's going to punt. Oh, sorry, this is Keith Evans. Evans in, doesn't look like he's going to punt on a 4-and-1. Looks like he might go for it. Beautiful play, great play. Nice big first down, 50-yard line, good call, nice execution. First down, Rebels.
You know, right there, Vance, you see Previon Alexander make the tackle, the sophomore, but not before Keith Evans makes another big play against the Wolfpack and picks up the first down.
Under 7 to go in this first quarter. We're at South High School. South High School clean unis, and of course, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. They have the pink socks, pink towels, pink everything. 1st and 10, back in the game, Perez at quarterback. Perez, they're going to try to go for that play that started the game off. Different route. They're going to go up, and was it caught? They're going to say no, incomplete. Great pass, good catch, but just ran out of real estate. Nice grab, though.
And see, Vance, that's what I like to see, because what you do is you put those safeties in the bind. That's a lot of field for them to cover. So last time he ran a post, this time he runs a post corner. The ball's thrown out just a little bit out of bounds, but that would have been another big gain as he was wide open again for the catch. As you see Keaton come over at the end and try to make the tackle, but good effort.
Well, misdirection play, nice play, couple of big hits at the end, but a nice run, and he popped up, and Javier Rodriguez said, hey, I don't mind taking those hits. I got us about 6 yards.
Right there's going to cut right back. Great blocking up front by the Ridgeview Wolfpack, and there's Alexander along with Jacob Lopez pushing him back.
3rd and 6. Johnny Durden stands back there next to Perez. Perez done a nice job running this offense so far. They just trail 7-0. Perez goes to his right. Look out, and he goes down.
Well, Vance, that looks similar to the third down play we saw last time when you said the coach was jumping on them and getting upset. But right again, there's just no time for anything to happen right there. Great job by, who's that, Mikael Clayton.
Yep.
And that's just a great play. Runs through the line and forces what probably will be a punt again.
Mikael Clayton on the big hit there that started it. Now with a 4th and 15, Eddie Perez is the punter as well. We saw that out. We found that out. And Dalen Warren back there just in case they do it again. And 4th and 15, he probably will. Do they get it off? They do. Warren this time is going to try to put his hands on it. Gets the bounce. Oh, says nah. So 1st and 10 on the 20 for the Ridgeview Wolfpack. Once again, you're watching high school football game of the week on Bright House Network's Bakersfield in its entirety, exclusively the only place you can see a full game here in Kern County. I'm Vance Palm, joined as always by my longtime partner Brian Adams. He played at Bakersfield High School. He's in the BHS Driller Hall of Fame. He was a monumental UCLA Bruin. And a couple of things I want to talk about, Brian, as the evening unfolds. We are at South. They are hosting Ridgeview, but I do want to talk a little foothill football. And I want to talk a little driller football later on for 2 different reasons. One about you, one about tomorrow's big afternoon at Foothill High School. 1st and 10, Ridgeview. Cotton Moya, hard count, nobody jumps. They hand off to the right side, and it looks like it's going to be Tripp this time. Tripp gets tripped up. Nice play out there. Good hustle. And look, Demetrius Green.
And Demetrius Green did a great job, Vance, of just taking out Tripp's legs and forcing a short gain.
4:25 left in the first quarter. 2nd and 6. Nice little fall evening. Last Friday night at Shafter, it started to finally feel like autumn, and tonight actually see some people with some coats on and some beanies, so we're getting there. Cotton Moya, little option of pitch out to the left side. Nice play by that South High defense, and it didn't look like a real aggressive run out there by Tevin Keaton, but he did have a lot of rebels out there.
Yeah, it looked like Tevin was really sure what he wanted to do, but good job again by Green, and then there's Duke coming up and making a play and forcing a 3rd down. You know, right here we have to be careful that tight end, Vance, popping out that they like to hit. I know they did that against Liberty. We talked about how the same thing we saw BHS do, but also Cotton Moya is always a presence to run, even when he drops back to throw.
Chicane Baines lines up as the tight end on the left side of the line of scrimmage on a 3rd and 5. Cotton Moya, they fake the handoff, and I don't know if Cotton Moya is going to get it. The South High defense and the South High crowd and everybody's clapping. I don't know if he got it, but I also don't know he didn't.
He's short, Vance. He's got to be short a good 2 yards.
I also don't believe that Coach Manning will punt.
Well, he has an awful lot of confidence in his offense, Vance, and if they don't come through, he believes his defense can hold.
What a luxury.
But this is where you might want to try a hard count. You know, we talk about times we've seen it this year when they shouldn't have tried it or probably wasn't the best thing to try. This is a situation where the hard count may not be a bad idea.
They do it. Nobody jumps. Cotton Moya keeps and he gets the 1st down. And the official collected under there and gets a nice hand up from Johnny Durden. Johnny said, hey, a tough official right there.
Oh, yeah. You know, he really just escaped, you know, his ankle or anything getting rolled up, but just rolled the right situation. The official's all right. The man in the box is good, Vance.
He's getting up like I would get up. Hey, stay there, young man. I need your shoulder. 1st and 10, Rebels. 2:12 to go here in the first. Nice football game shaping up here for us. Cotton Moya, shotgun, wants to throw, goes to the air, and ball batted down and threw it right into Chris Garcia. Garcia jumped up and had he a split second more to think about it, could have picked it off.
Oh, he almost caught it right there.
Yeah.
Like you said, Vance, he went to block it, but he catches it. He's probably going to pick up some more yards. But great job of reading the quarterback and being in the passing lane.
2nd and 10. 7-0 Ridgeview. They scored on their first possession after South struck first on a long play, but here comes the blitz. Cotton Moya might be in trouble, gets out of it, thinks about passing over to Tripp and says, I'll just go down after about a 3 or 4 yard gain, but the Rebels brought the blitz package, looked good.
You know, I like what South High is doing, Vance. You know, this series, they've made some adjustments. You can tell the kids are being more disciplined. Good move right there by Moya, but watch Keith Evans settles down, runs right through the tackle, comes up with a short gain, forcing about a 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7.
Drummond Persons way out to the right. Devin Lemke way out to the left on a 3rd and 6. Cotton Moya. They stay on the ground. He keeps it, looks for the first down, and be awfully close. I think he might have gone out just a hair past the first down mark.
You're exactly right there, partner, and they're going to move the chains again for first down. And what a luxury, Vance, that you have, that you can run Tripp and Moya because you need 5 or 6 yards. That's about what they average. Go pick up the first down.
1 minute, 9 seconds remains here in the first. 1st and 10, Ridgeview, right at midfield. Strong left side for the Wolfpack. They're going to hand it to Tripp. Tripp makes a cut up to the left, cut to the right, gets about 3 or 4 yards. And I'll tell you what, Brian, we expect to see Cotton Moya and Tripp get yards and get big gains, but this South defense is hanging in there. You know,
like I said, they gave the big run earlier, but they've kind of settled down. They're making good plays. You know, one thing you know against Ridgeview, you're going to have to make a lot of one-on-one tackles. And, you know, so far in this series, they haven't given the big play. But I think you got to watch out for Baines, Vance, because he's a big-time player to attack when they do try to pass.
Tripp, nice play, but another nice tackle out there. So no hesitation by these defensive backs from South. They make their angle, they make their move, and they go for it. That's a nice tackle by Demetrius Green.
You know, he gets a good tackle. Great tackle by Green again. It's about the second time he caught Tripp. But this time Tripp is able to pick up those 6-7 yards for a first down, and these chains just keep moving.
First down. 20 seconds left here in the first. Strong right side for the Wolfpack. Cotton Moya in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Hey, fumble!
South has it, Vance.
Fumble!
That's 10. That's your main man Garcia, Vance. He knocked that one ball down. He said, hey, Vance, they mishandled the ball. I didn't catch the interception, but how about this, Mr. Vance? Can I get a fumble recovery for you?
Chris Garcia pounces on the football, and
you're seeing the handoff. The ball goes right through the hands of the running back, as you see right there. Number 26, Jesse Moora, trying to get the ball.
Torian Jones was first on the scene, and here's the pitch out here to Duke. Duke looking to gain some ground. What a nice run. Duke chews up 9 or 10 yards maybe. So it was just a bad exchange. Nobody popped the ball out of there, but South High School is the ball. End of the first quarter, 7-0 Ridgeview. Nice first quarter. Back in a moment on Bright House Networks.
Connect with an industry-leading fiber network powered by Bright House Networks Business Solutions, chosen to provide communication services for the Republican National Convention, which meant building a Metro Ethernet for the convention that could support a small city, dedicated bandwidth with guaranteed SLAs, a network scale to support hundreds of worldwide media outlets, and continuous Wi-Fi access. We connected Tampa to the world. Imagine what we could do for your business. Bright House Networks Business Solutions.
Remember their first sleepover? They called just to say goodnight. Then it was the curfew call to let you know they were on their way. Now they're on their own. And with Bright House Network's home phone, staying in touch is just a phone call away, anytime, anywhere. Add home phone for as low as $10 per month and enjoy unlimited calling, plenty of free features, and proven reliability. So you can call just to say hello. Learn more at brighthouse.com/phone.
Welcome back, everybody. Vance Palm alongside Brian Adams. A 1st and 10, little pitch out to the right side for South High School, and they have trouble getting to the outside against that speedy defense of the Wolfpack, and it'll look like William Robertson making that tackle. Should bring up about the same, 2nd and 10, maybe 2nd and 11 even. We're just at the beginning of the second quarter. Ridgeview leads 7-0. Nice first quarter for both teams. South High's hanging in there with this awfully talented, deep Ridgeview team that we've seen play at an awfully high level already this season. But both teams 1-0 in league. Here's the pitch out to the left side. Gets clogged up really quickly for Asante Johnson. And that might lose a little bit more, so it could be 3rd and 12.
Well, I think this is where Ridgeview really wants to have you, Vance. 3rd and 12. They can get some guys going, putting pressure on the quarterback. And then they can just swarm you with their secondary and their pass defense as they're starting to heat up defensively this year.
3rd and 10. Perez, strong right side. Perez looks like he might keep it, and he's in trouble. And he just gets manhandled out there by Matt Least. Least grabbed him, and
Vance, you got to be thinking they're going 4 downs to run 3 straight plays like that, Vance, and, not really get anything out of it, but it looks like it's the punt team because I don't see Evans out there, but you never know. Maybe they try some little trickery.
Rodriguez boots it, a little sideways, and a nice little bounce. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Ridgeview Wolfpack. Good punt. 1st and 10 from their own 12. The Wolfpack will take the football. Next Friday night, Brian, tell us what's happening at Griffith Field.
Well, Griffith Field against Frontier, they are doing an honoring of the 3 teams in the 88, 89, and 90 that collectively went 39-0 and 3 section titles. And I think off that team, all those 3 teams, there were over 14 guys go on to play collegiately. So those were some times that I was very fortunate to be part of, and we will be honoring that next week.
Well, I certainly know which game I'm voting for next week. Here's a handoff to the left side. Brandon Tripp, big hit. Gets about a 7-yard gain, and had he not been tangled up in the ankles, he would have got some more out of there. Look how explosive he is, Kern County.
I mean, Vance, he runs the ball, and, he just comes to play. He's a lunch pail type guy, and he's a blue-collar type running back. And you look up Vance, and he's ripped off 8 yards here. You might stop him once for 0 or 1, and the next time he rips off 12. He rips off 5, and he just seems to hover around that 6-7 yard average.
9.5 left here in the first half. 7-0 Ridgeview. 2nd and 3 on their own 20. Cotton Moya takes a look. Hard count, nobody jumps. Fake the trip, throw across the middle. Not a very good pass. Cotton Moya slaps himself on the hand and says, "What in the world did I just throw?"
Vance, if there's anything you're going to probably say he doesn't do well, it might be passing. He has a tendency to really snap the ball down. I was watching him warm-ups, and the ball just kind of comes very low out of his hand at times. But when he does get hot, I think his best thing is hitting that tight end. We saw against Liberty, he hit Shaquan quite a few times, and that's one of his best throws right there.
2nd and 3 again. Now, it should be 3rd and 3, and it is 3rd and 3. They stay on the ground. It's going to be Cotton Moya trying to get stretched to the outside, and he's going to get a lot and that more. And he's brought down about the 48-yard line, and the rebel that was coming up to make the hit was Keith Evans, and Evans tripped on the way in. I don't know if you'll see it, but Evans right about...
Oh, Evans is talking about he got held. That's what he's telling the coach. He's saying, "Hey, coach, they held me in there."
So big gain for the Wolfpack. I'm not sure that 2 and 2 equals 4 on that, but we'll see. 1st and 10. 9 minutes to go here in the first half. Cotton Moya takes a look back at Tripp and says something to him. And they fake it to Tripp, and they hand the ball off to Tevin Keaton, and he's hit hard. Big hit.
Armando Ray Vance, he's the guy that jumped on that last tackle at the end of the run with Moya, and he puts Keaton down right there, straight down on his back.
8.5 in this first half left. Ridgeview up 7-0. They've been moving the ball pretty well, but they had a fumble their last drive. Way out left. Don't have a number. Don't have a name or number for 27. They hand off to Tripp. Tripp goes right up the middle, and nice job tackling there, but as Brian said, he just continues to rack up the yards. That tackle was made by Armando Rea on the tackle.
You know, Vance, and right now, Ray is having a good series in the defensive position on the last 3 tackles and has really had some pop on them and put guys down with a little bit of force.
3rd and 7. Ball's at about the 48-yard line of South High School. Cotton Moy on a keeper. This time he gets caught. Good play. Nice job of reading the defense. Again, Brian Armando Rea.
I tell you, Ray has 4 in a row, Vance, for Rea. I mean, he's just in the zone right now, doing a good job of reading. He's going to come through, slides up, doesn't let him get outside, puts him down, and we're going to see the first punt for Ridgeview. And it's probably something they don't do a lot of. We haven't seen them punt too much this year.
I saw Coach Manning just looked at the sidelines. He went, "Get out there." Not happy, a little bit frustrated, and said, "Punt the football." Well, not a very good punt, but it takes a really good Ridgeview bounce, and it's going to end up at about the 8-yard line, so it'll look good on paper. That's all that counts, baby.
Like my golf game, Vance, dribble off the tee, hit it into the trees, pop it out.
Do the landscaping.
1 putt, and I get a par sometime.
Adams Landscaping. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. 6:43 remains in this first half. A 7-0 lead for the Wolfpack, but now South is buried back in its own end down there. And they're right below the Godfather, Zachary Flores, and his yellow scissor lift. And that's his camera angle. So Perez from the shotgun takes a look. Perez in trouble. Better get rid of it. Throws it out, and it is a really good one-handed catch, but he was way out of bounds when he made the catch. And catch was made by Duke, but he landed about 4 feet outside.
You know, and that's the play I'd like to see in that earlier series, Vance, when they ran 3 times in a row, is do that when they were out in the field and a better chance of scoring. But, you know, they're back deep in the territory, and they took a chance at throwing the ball. They really weren't worried about where they were. You know, now you got to think field position. I like Manning's decision to try to pin them instead of go for it on 4th down and not play into your strengths.
6.5 left, first half. 7-0. Here we go. A running play, a nice running play. Nets about 6 or 7 yards. Looked good. I believe on the carry it was Terrell Duke.
And it was, and he's probably their best runner, Vance. Just a good job of reading the line, and just has, on the runs he's had tonight, I think he's had maybe 3 or 4. 2 of them, Vance, have been at least 6 yards or more.
Falls forward. It's that kind of runner that falls forward, you know. 3rd and 4. Big play for the Rebels here if they want to keep things going. And as I say that, false start. And it's going to go back. Movement on the Rebels, 3rd and 9.
Yes, I think it might be on the defense.
The running
nope,
back
you're right,
move.
Vance. They're saying against the Rebels. I thought the defense might have came over, but must have been the guard.
It was the running back.
Oh, the running back.
Standing right, and he's going off the field now. He's going to have to go off and deal with a bit of the consequence. So I believe it was Keith Evans back there.
No, Keith's out there spread wide.
Oh, it might have been Johnny Durden, number 5, that leaned forward and
I think Tripp's got to put a body or jam him at the line. I don't think you can give Keith Evans a free release.
And Perez gets rid of it, and not the best series there for the Rebels, so they're going to have to punt this football. And Perez has done a pretty good job as the quarterback/punter, but you can imagine that Dalen Warren is going to be standing, his 35, 40-yard line at the most. Tough time here for the Rebels.
And I would scoot up, especially how the last few kicks were kicked, Vance.
They're low.
I want to scoot up because I'm going to have to field it like a shortstop, really, and give Dalen a chance to run the ball because he's very dangerous, but it's blocked.
Blocked. Taken by Tripp. Picked up. Wow. Wow.
You know, Vance, and there it is. That's the block, and that's the danger when you have that short set on your punter. He's not very deep. He takes a couple steps, punts it right into the lineman. You know, your offensive line have to really do a good job of holding up when you're going to punt like that. But, you know, that's not what South High wanted to see. They were doing a good job, like you said, managing the game, and then here's special teams blowing the door off you.
Tripp picks it up and saunters in for 6. Here's the PAT, and it's a boomer. It's deep and it's good. So 14-0 is the score. 5.5 remains in this first half. So blocked punt. And Brian, you said it. When you're about 6 yards behind the center, that thing's got to get up awfully quick. And Ridgeview is so big and so strong and so quick. They're going to have to readjust that punt. No question, they get blocked again.
You know what I don't want to see is the South High guys start to get down themselves,
Not
Vance.
at all.
You know, they got to stay positive. I mean, you're really a couple plays away, and you can tie a game up. We saw that last week, but you see right there, I couldn't see what number it was that got through, but definitely a block. And there you see Ridgeview, like you said, Brandon Tripp just rolling in, walking in almost, Vance.
It may have been Robbie Watson that got his hand on it.
It was either Robbie Watson or William Robertson, so one of those two blocked it. And it might have been both, Vance, because it kind of had that trajectory like it was hit and re-diverted. So,
well, let's see how the Rebels respond.
You know, and they had a good kickoff return the last time they got to 35, and that could have been a big run. But, you know, they just got to get something going. But I think they have to put some points on the board in the next 5 minutes and 31 seconds.
The kicker, Juan Ceja, has number 40 tonight. He's 43 in the program. And this is taken. A one-hopper on the 5-yard line. Let's see what can happen here. Oh, a nice job running there. Good job running up to about the 35-yard line. And guess who it is? Terrell Duke.
Well, I'll tell you, man, he's playing, that's a tough ball game. Terrell is just very tough. See right here, does a good job of fielding the ball, gets upfield, gets behind the blockers, reads the blockers, and makes a guy miss there. Good blocking by South High return team. Slipped through one, and you know, he was almost off to the races, Vance.
Duke. So let's see if the Rebels can get something going here. We're at South High School. The Rebels hosting the Ridgeview Wolfpack. Shotgun for Perez. Has a lot of time. Now he doesn't. Gets in trouble there, but finally got tackled by the ankles. And the tackle was made by McKeel Clayton. He had some time for a moment, and then it just caved in.
You know, and Clayton is only a sophomore, Vance, and this is his second sack of the night. And he just kind of bull rushes through a couple guys. And the running back didn't see him come through, so he couldn't pick him up.
2nd and 18, the scoreboard says. Perez has Evans back there with him. Also, he has his man. He floats it out there, and it's picked off. Underthrew it.
Well, Vance, that's covered. I mean, there's 3 guys around him right there. And there's a flag coming down now. That's going to be a celebration penalty more than likely. Unsportsmanlike conduct, so that's going to come back 15 yards. But great read by Tripp underneath. And just an ill-advised throw, Vance. And you'll see once the ball comes up, there's 3 defenders there. And here's where they're going to get the penalty. He gets up. That's not a big deal. But right there, they don't want to see that. You know, right now, Vance, this South High defense has to hold right here. I don't think you can afford to give up another 7.
So officially 4.5. Is left on the clock here. I'm looking for a placement of the football. All right, so it'll be at the 47-yard line, and that kind of stings because it was such a nice play, and you know Coach Manning would like to put the hammer down right here at the end of the half, but that just sure moves it back a bit, doesn't it? Unfortunate, unnecessary.
And you're exactly right. That's the unnecessary thing.
They're going to go with Tripp. Now Tripp's going to get to the outside, and Tripp's going to get it right back. And he said, Vance, that was very, very necessary.
Yeah, it is, because you got to get your coach back off your back. You know, after that, you got to do something good to get him to say, hey, way to go.
That's pretty much what I meant. He's like, hey, I needed to do that right there, get my guys off my back.
You know, good run right there, just runs right through the hole, and they're able to pick up a good, actually probably those 15 yards he lost, if not more, Vance.
Oh, dangerous pitch, but they get it. And here's a nice run out there. And he gets brought down to the 20-yard line. And the reason I say dangerous, that, boy, that relationship right there was awfully close. Defender was in the traffic lane, but they pulled it off.
Yep, you're exactly right, Vance. That looked like it was almost going to be picked off by the defender, but able to do it. And here is Tripp again on the outside, Vance. And there's that tackle by Green. Green has done a good job on Tripp of going low and just really taking his legs out, Vance. And then Tripp goes down, but once again, Vance, he's picked up 8 yards, 9. Oh, no, he picked up 10, so. Or 7, sorry about that, about 6, because they picked up 4 on the first play prior to that. So here we go again, and Ridgeview's driving and has a chance to put up another 7.
2nd and 5, 3.5 left in this first half. Cotton Moya has Tripp behind him. They go to Tripp, and Demetrius Green leads the way, and that's a first down. Boy, these guys are big and strong and fast.
I mean, Vance, they just put on a clinic right now on the running game. Ridgeview is, and no matter who runs the ball, they're picking up 4 or 5 yards plus.
Oh, my mistake. They did not get the first down. Don't know if it matters. Touchdown, Wolfpack, 20-0. Ridgeview coming on strong here in the second quarter.
And there's Jacob Lopez with the cutback. Good vision in right there. That's just going to be an easy run right there. Again, another 6-7 yards. You know, and South High, Vance, is in a real danger zone because they haven't put any points on the board, and Ridgeview seems to just now start to get rolling.
Seha for the PAT. The snap, the hold, the kick, it's up, and it's good. All facets of the Wolfpack team right now looking awfully good. Very good football team. We talked to Coach Wren, you and I, before the game started, and he said, well, we know that not only is this one of the better teams in the city, in the county, it's one of the better teams in the valley, so it's a great test for us, a barometer.
You know, and again, Vance, right here in this first half, the score is 21-0, but they haven't played that bad overall, Vance. You know, their offense has sputtered at times, and they haven't been able to put any points on the board. As you see that young Rebel right there. Another one. But again, you know, and if I'm Ridgeview, you know, I'd be careful about kicking the ball to Dukes a little bit because he's the one player, Vance, that showed he's able to make some plays and possibly could run one back, you know, to at least get them back in within 14.
21-0. The coaching staff for the Rebels over there saying, hey, let's go. Let's go. Come on, guys. A lot of football left. Nice to hear the South High Rebel Marching Band playing the Beatles medley, Blackbird, Yesterday. Wow. What is next? I Am the Walrus? Let's hope so. Here we go. Seha with the kick. And it's deep, and it's... Well, let's see. It's to Duke again. Can Duke make something happen here? Duke still on his feet. Dangerous Terrell Duke. Every time he has that football, something could happen.
Like I said, Duke's done a great job of returning kicks tonight, Vance, and right there, good hesitation, able to blow by a player, and then just held on to the jersey. If it wasn't for that, he might have picked up more yardage, Vance, and good job, like you said, by Dukes.
All right, let's see if these Rebels can get something going here. 2:29 left in the first half, 1st and 10. Movement by everybody on the right side, and when 4 guys move, makes me wonder something was wrong there on the communication, quarterback to center. But 3 or 4 guys on the right side of the line move, a couple of linemen, a back, a receiver. So it wasn't just one culprit. Now it moves it back to 1st and 15, and we see this sometimes, Brian. Things start to compound.
Yeah, it's like it just kind of unravels a little bit, but you see if South can get something going. And here's a run right there, and the lineman ran right in the lineman, but good job right there of the Rebels of blocking well at the point of attack, and then I couldn't see what number it was, Vance. That's number 6, Javier Rodriguez, picking up the first down.
First and 10. Let's pitch out to the left side now. Here's another nice run right here. Good job. That's Duke. So the Rebels staying with it. Good to see them finishing this first half strong.
You know, Vance, and right now the Rebels are attacking on the blocking scheme. They're getting a lot of gray out there on white and giving these backs some room to run. And there's Duke right there making a big run and forcing Ridgeview to call a timeout and try to figure out what's going on. There's the defensive coordinator saying, hey, I don't want no more of that. Come on. What are you doing? That's to say, what are you doing, fellas? What are you doing? This is not what we practice. We should be strong against the run and the pass.
That's the voice of Brian Adams as we take a look at tonight's Kern County Officials Association. The referee, Les Huber, The umpire is Calvin Gilroy. Head linesman is Josh Canales. The line judge, Ruben Sanchez. The back judge, Randy Horn. And in the box, Patrick Manuel. And one of these Kern County officials took one for the crew tonight, and he's right there over the football, and he's rotating his hips a little bit, and he's kind of moving his legs. He's got a little bit of a hitch in his get up there after that. He got ran over a little earlier. You can see him kind of, now he's feeling it. That official's feeling it now. 1st and 10, here we go. Rebels trying to make something happen on the ground. Kind of an inside trap, and there's a flag. There's a flag on the play. Let's see what happens. Holding South High School. Two minutes exactly here in the first half, so a hold on the Rebels as they start to get some momentum going, start to get some stuff going.
Yeah, and that's too bad, Vance, because like you said, they were doing a real good job of moving the ball.
Pitch to the right side. Pitch pass. They let it fly. They let it go. Wow, look at the arm. Look at the arm. Little 45-yard zing.
You know, that's a great job, Vance, and I'll tell you, by the coverage.
Sure was. They could have been lulled into that.
He was right in position, but I think the move is really, Vance, is making that step out to the corner and coming back to the post. As you see right there, I think that's Green throwing, and he has a live arm there. I think you go to the post, Vance, you got a good chance to connect the ball like you did in that first play.
2nd and 19. Perez, the quarterback. Running out of protection, throws it up here, and it's going to be wisely thrown. And do we have an official throwing a flag? We do.
He's probably going to call a grounding, Vance, but I think he's going to say there's no receiver out there.
You know, he hung on to the flag and waited till the play was over, looked at the outcome.
And they might wave it off because, you know, who knows on the situation, but they didn't pick it up, so let's see what they call intentional grounding.
Intentional grounding. Coach Wren is chagrined, and that's not a rhyme on time, everybody. Just saying that you're not happy right now. And Ryan, now we have the Rebels going backwards on what looked like was going to be a promising drive here at the end of the first half. Now they're kind of having to backpedal. Last thing Coach Wren wanted to experience, when it looked like they might have some momentum at least, that holding call, intentional grounding call. So, Brian, I would think that timeout that the Ridgeview Wolfpack called on defense has paid dividends.
No, if it didn't do anything but just stop the momentum, because really South has just shot themselves in the foot 2 plays in a row. But I think it stopped the confidence, like you said, stopped the momentum by calling that timeout, and they just regrouped.
Well, now everybody's out to the left side now on the offensive set here on a 2nd and 19. Perez throws out to the flats. Looked like it might be a double pass, but he's way past the line of scrimmage, and he gets brought down about the 30-yard line. So that could not have been a double pass the way that it unfolded.
Was Vance. I mean, you can see right there, he wants to throw it. He just didn't have time. You know, great job by the Ridgeview guys up front of forcing him to tuck the ball in Evans, but he wanted to throw that ball to Duke on that corner route, working the safety, Tevin Keaton.
So a timeout being called, a 4th and 19. I believe the Ridgeview Wolfpack want to get a little bit more time here when they get the football. No question South's going to want to punt this thing.
You know, if you're Ridgeview, you're thinking, man, we might be able to get another punt block because he is close to the line of scrimmage, and it's not like he's going exceptionally quick when he goes to kick it.
So with 1:42 remaining in the first half, Ridgeview's up 21-0. It's a 4th and 32. Incredibly long 4th down here. And I'm only chuckling because they were doing so well. They had a nice run out to the right side, another nice run to the left side. Then Ridgeview called a timeout, kind of discussed their defensive effort. And immediately after that, a holding call right in the middle of the football field, and then an intentional grounding call, then some tough luck after that 3rd down play. So now we're looking at a 4th and 32 from the 32. The quarterback / punter is Eddie Perez. So now we have 2 return mans back there. Previon Alexander is now standing about the 48-yard line. Ooh, he almost got it blocked again. Here's a nice little punt right here. Now that worked out well for South. Good punt. They got it off. Good bounce. And it'll be 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line for the Wolfpack. And let's see what they can do with the time they have left.
You know, Vance, in that time, the punt was much quicker. He got the punt off very quickly. Didn't have a chance for it to get blocked. But again, now the defense has to hold again. I don't think you can allow them to go drive down and score and go 28-0. You know, even if you can't make a play against it, they put the ball in the air, see if you can't get an interception. But, you know, at 1:32 left, they can still run the ball.
Cotton Moya, strong right side. Play action. They're going for a nail here in the coffin, and they get it out here, but he stays in bounds, so the clock will continue.
The clock will stop just because the first down, but they need to be going right now, Vance, in a 2-minute action. You know, get ready, have your play called, and get going. And he clocked it. That's going to stop the clock. So now you have 1:13 left, and you can actually, you know, call your play and take your time. But right there, good throw to the out, wide open, good catch. Like you said, Vance, trying to get out of bounds, but good job by the Rebels of not allowing the runner to get out of bounds.
Cotton Moya takes a look at the left side, takes a look at the right side. 2nd and 10. $1:13 remains here in the first half. Cotton Moya fires with it out, has his man, and it's going to be caught out there by Robertson. Robertson brought down at about the 20-yard line. So a nice pass, well, a nice catch. Nice grab.
And you see the throw right there. Does a good job of concentrating, kind of hits him in the knee and pops up on Robertson. But see, I think that's the throw he throws the best, Vance, is that little hitter right there where it's wide open and he clocks the ball again. As Ridgeview has only 1 timeout, so good job of using the clock.
So now, Coach Manning going for a kill shot here at the end of the first half, trying to make it 28-0 with a PAT. So no question. That
right here,
go ahead.
That's the first pass on the replay when they got the first down the first time in that series. But they're doing a good job. Probably one of the better jobs I've seen in a while, Vance, of doing a 2-minute drill.
Cotton Moya drops back, flushed out of the pocket, hit hard and brought down. And timeout called by Dennis Manning, and that's their last one. So nice job by South defense. That'll bring up a 3rd and 10. So now it'll be a race against the clock for the Wolfpack.
You know, the thing about it is, Vance, that they pick up a first down is inside the 10-yard line. So they can do a lot of things right here, Vance. It's about, what's that, 3rd and 15 or so. Because, again, they don't seem like they're going to do anything in their kicking game, really, but you never know. they haven't had to probably use the kicking game much this year, except for PAT. So they'll be interested to see what they do now with their field position and what kind of play they call.
3rd and 15. So for you coaches out there, whatever level you're at, you're watching this with 54 seconds left. When the ball is snapped, it's going to keep running unless it's an incomplete pass, and that'll bring up a 4th down. Let's see what happens. Cotton Moya goes over and talks to his left tackle, his tight end actually. Tripp stands behind him. They go for a hard count and may have picked up 5 right there.
Oh, no, the way Moya's getting upset, that's 5 going back against him.
Cotton Moya having a word with his lineman. And I didn't see it, so I don't want to give a name to the infraction, but Cotton Moya sure did. He was giving it to that lineman. Now he looks over at the sidelines, looking at the offensive coordinator, saying, what's the play? Now it's 3rd and 20. Play action to Tripp. Cotton Moya takes a look, throws it across the middle, and it's caught for a touchdown. What an incredible catch. Kern County could be one of the catches of the year. Could be in the running for the AP Awards of Catch of the Year. Wow.
I mean, Vance, you go from a situation looks like an interception to a reception. Oh, what a play.
Man, oh man. Was that William Robertson that made the catch?
No, I think that was Drummond Persons.
Oh, Persons. There was a 2 on the jersey. Drummond Persons. Goodness gracious. We'll have to get another look at it. What an incredible catch. This PAT is up and it's through and it's good. So they do strike and make it 28-0. So of all things, they didn't do it on a 1st and 10. They did it on a 3rd and 20, and it was Drummond Persons. Oh, goodness. His body was turned around. He caught it behind the... watch this, Kern County. What a catch. Watch very closely on the right side of your
Moyer
screen.
looks first, does a good job up to the corner. That's not open. Those are the persons who the ball's a little bit behind them. Does a great job of the pirouette advance and staying with it for the touchdown. And, he's a kid we saw the first game against Frontier. We thought played, had some ability, made a couple catches, that could really use his height and his athletic advantage over people, and that time he did.
What a catch. Now it's 28-0, and Ridgeview in full command at this first half. So the Rebels, 5-1 and 1-0 coming into this game, have a huge, huge challenge here in the second half to make this thing work.
First things first, Vance, you got to remember Ridgeview's getting the ball back to start the second half.
True. Seha. The kicker takes a look at things. He's been content to kick it to Duke every time. And he does it again. They kick it to the most dangerous return man for the Rebels. Duke looking to get outside. Duke's trying to make something happen. And he gets brought down. Oh, there's a flag. Saw it coming.
Yeah.
Late hit.
That wasn't even close to being within the play of the game.
That was a kamikaze shot. Just, boom. See if we see the replay, because the play was essentially a dog pile at the end of the return, and a Rebel came screaming in from the backside and just laid into whoever it was. So does nothing but put the Rebels even further back And it might be the best move to go down on a knee and get out of here.
And the thing is, Ridgeview doesn't have timeout, so they can't stop the clock. So you'll just end the half on this play right here.
So a tough second quarter for the Rebels. They finished the first quarter 7-0 and had some promise. Here's what we'll see here at the very end of this running play. See if we see it on the return. It's pretty much over right about here, and you'll see out of the right side of your screen, here comes a Rebel coming in, and bam! And the flag summarily comes right into the shot. So I think we'll see the end of the first quarter. The Rebels are just standing around, not even going to take a snap. Or I think they're going to have to take a snap.
They got to take a snap, but it's going to be the last play. Well, I'm trying to figure out how the clock is running, and that was a kick.
Well, be that as it may, 28-0 is the score. It is all Ridgeview here at the end of the first half. High school football game of the week on Bright House Networks. We'll be back with the third quarter right after this.
At Bright House Networks, we don't want to be seen as just a cable company. We hope to be considered a friend, the kind of friend who's in your community, helping out where and when we can, and who can make rainy nights in better than a night out. The kind who lets you conquer worlds from your bedroom and bring old friends together even though they're worlds apart. That's just the kind of friend we are. Bright House. Hello, friend.
Welcome back to the third quarter, everybody. We're at South High School where the Rebels trying to get back in this thing. They're down 28-0. Really, really strong performance by the Wolfpack in the second quarter. They were only up 7-0, and they scored 3 touchdowns, and they've scored a total of 4 unanswered in the first half. Here comes the kickoff, and it's a sidewinder that ends up in Cotton Moya's hands at about the 3-yard line. Cotton Moya looking for the end zone. Looking for the end zone on the kickoff. How's this to start off the third quarter for the Ridgeview Wolfpack? They kick it into the hands of Kamari Cotton Moya, maybe, if not the, but one of the top players in the county. And he summarily does this, B. Adams.
Well, good blocking there, Vance. He just runs through the hole. I don't think he gets touched the whole way and accelerates away from the defense, and that's 2 weeks in a row now. The Wolfpack have had a TD run on the kickoff, and last week it was done by Dalen Warren. He went 90 yards, so the special teams tonight have been pretty special, Vance.
The snap, the hold, the kick, it's up, it's perfect. And with 15 seconds off the clock, it's already 35-0. And now these South High Rebels, everything they talked about in that locker room about getting back into this thing and making something happen, well, it really takes on some meaning now as they now try to make something go here. And for those of you that might not be aware of it, in high school football this year in Kern County, a 35-point difference in the second half means a running clock. So we experienced that a few weeks ago out at Independence when Independence was hosting East. And we will experience that now here in the second half as it's already 35-0. And this is not how the South High Rebels had kind of penciled in their response to that first half. On the kickoff, Kamari Cotton-Moya goes deep. So if you're just getting back from the kitchen or somewhere, you're not seeing wrong. South did kick off to start the second half, but 15 seconds later, Ridgeview already has another touchdown. So here we go. Seha, a rambler, taken, fumble, 15-yard line. Now look at South. He might do a little something here. So the ball goes down about the 32-yard line. And
number 4, Contra Brim on the
let's see what happens here. They trail by 35.
Ball is spotted at the Rebel 33-yard line where they'll take over first and 10.
Our senior director, Bernard Johnson, also perplexed as why the clock isn't going to start. It does now, and maybe we'll see. No, maybe we won't.
Maybe it's 42 points, fellas.
Fumble. Thrown out here, a nice pass. And he loses his footing. A good play, good pass out to Keith Evans. And Perez got rid of it very quickly, right on the money.
Yeah, Evans has had a pretty good ball game, Vance. He's able to pick the ball up, just gets rid of it, and there's Evans making the catch and getting up the field before he slips down.
Perez scrambles, looks, tosses it out. This time, another nice play. Nice pass, nice play. And the flag comes out at the very end, and it may be a face mask, and it is. Face mask on Ridgeview at the end of the play.
Appears to be a face mask call.
That's going to add 15, Vance, to the play, and South High won their best drive so far since that opening series, Vance. It's a little dump off the green right there. He goes back across the grain. And I didn't see the face mask on it, but that was the call.
Okay. 1st and 10. Perez. Again, looks like a screenplay. Nice blocking. Perez going to keep it himself. Perez looking for some blocks and another nice 9 or 10-yard run. And they're right below us. And holding South High School.
And I'll tell you, Vance, they really tried to, get outside and make a play, and there's another holding call for South.
Yeah.
But great job. Prior to the hold, that's a great job there by Perez of making something happen, and he would have had the first down. And this is similar to that drive they had earlier, Vance. They started doing very well, and then next thing you know, it was a holding, and it was an intentional grounding, and they started going back the other way. So let's see if South can rebound here and not keep going back, but move forward.
First and about 28 for the Rebels.
Ouch. 1st and 28. Perez takes a look. He's in trouble. He's getting flushed out, and he throws it to the cheerleaders. Look out. And now it's going to be intentional groundings. The official looks over at the coaching staff. He said, fellas, he almost threw it into the stands. What call do you want me to make?
And this is almost exactly identical to that one series, Vance. A hold, then intentional grounding, and then bad news. because Ridgeview got the ball back and scored.
Well, now it marks all the way back to the 28. I don't know if I've ever called a play with the yardage this far. 2nd and 43. I'm trying to think if I've had a longer than 2nd and 43 call. Maybe.
I think we were somewhere where it was
like
it
a
was,
50.
Yeah, it
like,
was 50-something.
I want to say up at East High one year. I'm not saying it was East,
Yeah.
but I think it was like an East Highland game or something like that. It was 2nd and 50-something. Here's 2nd and 43. They pitch it out to the right side, and it's not going to do much. So
I think we said like 2nd and forever or something like that. But it was a long way.
I think it was that game we called, back maybe 2007, 2008, one of those games at East High when it was like a 5-hour game.
Oh, yeah, and here you go right there, tackle in the background. Good tackle by William Robertson.
3rd and 46. And that'll bring it down about the 36-yard line. So it's been all Ridgeview pretty much all night. The first quarter was a bit of a battle, and it ended at 7-0, and then it's been just 28 unanswered, a total of 35 unanswered for the Ridgeview Wolfpack. And now Perez, who's been the punter all night, had one blocked. Gets this one up barely, but it's going to be caught at the 37, and this could be even more trouble as he tries to get outside. Picked up some good blocks, and now it looks like another one. And it is a touchdown punt return. Dalen Warren.
Well, Vance, he ran 90 yards last week for a kickoff return, and here's the punt that just goes right by Clayton, and then here's Warren. Very shifty back. Makes the guy miss a little hesitation. Now gets the speed on the sideline, and look at all the white shirts. Robbie, he's just directing traffic. Hey, hit that man right there. Get that guy right there. And then here's a touchdown right there for Warren. And that's going to put up, what's that make it, 41, Vance, I believe. And they've had no problem with PATs, so that should make it 42.
And you're right, Brian. The PAT's up and it's good. So 42-0. A really tough start to the second half for the South High Rebels. They had a kickoff return and then their punt return, both for touchdowns. We haven't seen the Ridgeview offense yet in the second half, and yet they've scored 14 points as a team.
Well, Vance, first of all, give Dalen credit. They've scooted up. Now he catches it, does a good job, a little hesitation move, shake and bake, make a guy miss. And then hits the sideline, and, there's no South High jerseys for another 15, 20 yards out. In Vance, and that's 42-0.
Well, you got to love the South High marching band. They're playing for their Rebels. They're playing for their Rebels.
Well, I'll tell you, Vance, the breakdown really has not been the defense. It's been special teams. 21 points have been scored off the special teams.
Nice. Great job, band. It sounds really nice.
They have a real clear sound, when you hear them
good,
play.
Man, that band, I heard them at halftime, and they're warming up before halftime with the Beatles. And they're trying to get everybody going here. The drums are going, trying to get the South High Rebels get on the scoreboard. Here's a kick, and it's right to Duke.
Well, that's not Duke this time, Vance.
Wow. Wow. Electrifying. Crowd likes it.
Running hard.
Well, who was it?
Maybe 80? Felipe Lopez, maybe, Vance?
Danny Gomez, number 22,
Or Green?
maybe?
Think it's Green? I can't tell.
We told you going into this, Kern County.
Oh, it's Green.
The front of their jerseys, gray, light blue on gray with white trim, and it's kind of scrunched up. The numbers are scrunched up. But the back of the jerseys we can see. Either way, nice footwork on the return. 9:03 remains here in this third quarter. It's a running play, and this was Duke, and he got brought down from behind. Brian, I'm going to have to mention the fact that this is the best smelling area we've called a game in a long time. All of the concessions, the food, the barbecue is just wafting right past us.
Well,
Sammy Bowman did nothing to get us sandwiches, zero. Sammy's gone big time, man. Remember when he started? Intern, he was an intern. He'd bring us sandwiches, hot chocolate. Now he handles a camera, looks at us as if we're just like, nobodies. Samson, where's our tri-tip? 2nd and 11. Now it's 3rd and 11.
Well, I'll tell you, Vance, I had to stop in. I had not ate dinner tonight, and they had the dollar tacos, and that's what I think we're smelling, a chicken and carne asada on the grill. It was good, very good.
Curtin County, Brian had 3 tacos, and he saw me walking over to him. In about 2 seconds, he had no tacos. Hey, Vance, what's up? Hey, how you doing, man? Hey, what do you haven't eaten? Oh, I just finished some tacos right now. Just finished up, partner. 3rd and 6. 7.5 remains in the third quarter. Eddie Perez shifting his offense completely from the right side to the left side. Better get this play off, and he does. It looks like Eddie wants to run it for some yards. Will he get it? He gets hit hard at the 40-yard line, and he's going to come up just a hair short. Be 4th and about 2, 4th and about 3. I would think Coach Wren's going to say, let's get it going. Let's go for it.
I think he's going to roll it. But I've been wrong before, though, Vance.
2 of my favorite guys in all of Kern County High School football down there coaching. Coach Wren for the Rebels, Coach Manning for the Wolfpack. These are 2 of many coaches in this area that stand for all the right things in high school sports. 2 really good programs. And this high school tonight, very impressive. Great band, great cheerleading. Great concessions. Nobody's left. Everybody's still here hanging out, talking, having a good time. Love seeing it, South High. Love it. Uh-oh. And as I say that, we have a quick timeout call. Coach Wren saying, come on, guys, get the play off, will you? Get the play off. They're 1-0 in league coming in, 5-1. They look like they've got a pretty big challenge ahead of them here to pull this win off. The Wolfpack come in 6-1, 1-0, so they're starting to control their own destiny. Brian, tomorrow afternoon at Foothill High School, they are having a 50th anniversary gala event, and the Bakersfield, California did such a great job today of painting the day tomorrow for your imagination. And the highlight, or one of the main highlights, I should say, out on the football field, culminating in a football game, and the naming of the stadium, Ned Perminter Football Field. Pretty cool moment.
And that's my main man, Ned Perminterez, when he worked with us a little bit. But, it's a great honor. Ned deserves it. He, was out there when he was just the everything coach, football, baseball, you name it. And he was out there for, well over 40 years, Vance, and controlling those sidelines and mentoring young men, and has had an opportunity to coach some of the best athletes in Kern County, actually, Vance, and a great honor to him and his well-deserved. And Ned, here's to you, partner.
Coach Perminter, amongst one of the most iconic names and faces in high school sports in Kern County. Very close friends with my Arvin High School coaches, knows them all, knew them all. Here's Perez trying to get out of trouble, picks up some blocking, nice little pass downfield, and nice little 6-yard gain. So, Coach Pimenter, hats off to you and everyone at Foothill High School over the last 50 years. I had some epic basketball battles against Joe Turner and Greg Dodd and some of those great athletes up on the hardwood. Football, baseball, basketball, volleyball, wrestling, the wrestling program, track and field. Just a fantastic high school. And you and I are old school. You're a driller. I was a bear. And when we were growing up, there was only about 8 high schools. That was it. Now there's a plethora. Pitch out to the right side. South High School trying to get something rolling here. A nice little run. Still on his feet. Ooh, big hit at the end. Big punishing hit at the end. And it's Brandon Tripp that came in and brought the hammer down.
You know, Vance, you said brought down hard. That's exactly what it was, a punishing hit. You know, but I tell you, Green is very elusive, able to make moves on people while going full speed. But you're going to see right here, Tripp just comes back into play and runs right through him and puts him down. Great job by Tripp.
5 to go here in the third. Perez, strong left side. Perez wants to look for a little bit of a gap, and the defense doesn't get it. Gets thrown down at about the 43, 44-yard line.
Perez on the keeper.
And that's Lopez, Vance, making a play, just ripping Perez down. So Lopez rips down Perez after fighting through a block and says, have a seat and try it again. It's going to be 2nd and long, though, sir. That's what I'm going to do for you. Put you 2nd and long.
Might be an example of a play where they might try to go to the air. 2nd and 10, decent field position here. Strong right side. And they do go to the air. Perez takes a look, dances a little there, dances a little here, and Tripp almost picked this thing off, but Perez threw it over the outstretched hands of Brandon Tripp. Tripp couldn't get his hand on it. Tripp's had a great game as well. So the usual big names here for Ridgeview.
You know, right there, Vance going to settle out. Doesn't have anybody open. Just overthrows Green in the flats. And Tripp, almost like you said, Vance, makes the one-handed grab. And there's Coach Manning just looking over the scene.
We had a little fun pregame. Cracked a joke. He looked at me and kind of had that grin, that Dennis Manning grin, and he's really enjoying this year. Got a nice little ball club here. South High runs to the right side, loses the footing on the run.
Stopped by number 20.
And that brings up a 4th and 10.
And the one thing I will say about Ridgeview, you know, that if anything is different from last year or the last couple years under Manning, is I think he has a good mix of youth with great playmaking ability and senior leadership where these guys have been there before. They've been 3-year players themselves, have a lot of experience. But Vance, the composure that they play with, that's something we haven't seen in the past, just their composure. And they don't make a lot of mistakes, and I think that's going to make them a tough out this year in the playoffs, and I think they have a chance to go deep.
Great coaching staff. 4th and 10. They're coming at Perez. He picks up some nice blocking. Perez fires one out to the sidelines. Oh, and it's dropped. He was trying to get that first down. Knew where he had to go. Had it scouted out, but he dropped the football. Terrell Duke, the sure-handed, great athlete Terrell Duke, had the first down, maybe spotted out if he could have ran with this after the catch.
Well, he knew advance, and he's just looking where he's going to go right there to pick it up, and you're exactly right. You know, and Terrell's played a great game tonight for the Rebels. Been in on plays on defense, good kick returns, ran the ball well on offense. So, you know, unfortunately, you hate to see that kid who's played that well, but that time he said, Vance, he was looking to make that move and pick up the first, and that's what happened to him.
1st and 10, Cotton Moya and the Wolfpack. And they hand the ball off on a running play, and he just loses his footing. And this is Jesse Morua. Morua,
Drop for a short loss.
a junior running back, just loses his footing for a second there. Don't know where we will be next week. I'm going to cast a strong-handed vote.
You know what my vote is,
for
partner.
Griffith Field. So not only do we call a great game between the Drillers and Independence, but we get to see our very own Brian Adams honored at halftime. That doesn't happen all the time on Bright House Network's high school football game of the week. Sorry, Frontier. Cotton Moya lets it fly, has his man just over the outstretched arms of Devin Lemke, and Cotton Moya did take a hit at the end. And the gentleman that got to him would be Keith Evans.
I think it was roughing on that one. Yep, Lavelle Ruffin.
Speaking with Coach Wren before the game, he goes, we got some guys dinged up. Our quarterback's out. Our DB's out. Receivers out.
Yeah, they were missing 3 guys. They got hurt last week against West.
Missing some key players here. A nice little screen pass to Brandon Tripp, and now Tripp cuts upfield, and this may be it. Brandon Tripp cuts across the grain. Brandon Tripp looking for everybody just to get out of the way, including the officials. And that's a touchdown. And Ridgeview rolling here in the third quarter. Up 48-0.
You know, good call. They knew the pressure was coming. Just called a screen pass. Now look at all the white jerseys. And I'll tell you this. Drummond Persons does a great job, Vance, of blocking for a receiver, blocking for these guys. And he's still hustling down and Mike getting away with one more guy. But great job of blocking downfield, and Brandon Tripp did the rest once he caught it. You know, and like I said, the floodgates opened early, and, just South could never really get anything going offensively, Vance, and just put too much pressure on the defense.
Well, they haven't been past the 30-yard line since the first quarter.
No, you're right, because when they did get past it, they had a penalty, and that took them back. So you're absolutely right.
Long time since they've even been in the neighborhood. The snap, the hold, the kick, it's up, it's good. It's a 49-0 football game here, and it's all Ridgeview with 1:55 remaining in the third quarter.
You know, Vance, and again, here's the screenplay. They come in hard. They realize they got the front wave. Then you see all the white. Great job of Persons. He was out there blocking earlier. The guy turned his back. He put his hands up. Just good job. I mean, you just look at Ridgeview where they're at, and that's just a great execution.
$1:55 remains in the third. You're watching Bright House Network's high school football game of the week. I'm Vance Palm. I'm joined, as always, by Brian Adams and our senior producer director, Bernie Johnson, running things from the truck. He has Dave Farnes with him in there. The Godfather, Zachary Flores, on the south scissor lift. We're on the north scissor lift with Sam Bowman. And Carlos Anguiano stands at the 35-yard line. And Carlos doing what he does best, staying right down there in the action.
I said maybe they run one back, Vance, because they've been awfully close a couple times to breaking one out.
Well, not that way. It's going to be direct out of bounds, so they'll get decent field position here. So 49-0.
You know, Ridgeview's on full display tonight, Vance. Defense, special teams, and offense. You know, when they're playing like this, it makes it awfully hard for a team to go. And there goes Joe Bergman, photographer extraordinaire, a former driller himself.
All right, let's get things straightened out here, boys. And Coach Wren has called a timeout here with 1:55 remaining here in the third. So a timeout on the field. Not a whole lot to talk about right now at this time, other than the fact that Ridgeview looks very, very good. We called them a few weeks ago when they played Liberty, and Brian mentioned this earlier in the game, that they played, nearly 4 quarters of unblemished football. I know Coach Manny would not agree with that description, but they played really, really good against Liberty. Then Liberty goes out and beats the Drillers last week. And Brian, I was going to ask you about that. The big game last week we called BCHS out at Shafter, a barn burner, a high-scoring affair. We thought we had the game of the week. Then we find out Liberty gets past the Drillers. After this play, maybe I'll get a bit of your perspective on that big win for the Liberty Patriots. All right, here we go. 1st and 10, 35-yard line. Perez trying to put things together here. Shovels one out to the right side. And again, South has had their successes on the ground at times. So what do you think about Liberty beating the Drillers last week, B?
I think you got to give them credit for getting a great win. We weren't there, but I've heard they came out, they jumped on the Drillers early. The Drillers have been talking about their coming out, and playing in certain ways, but, I think, too, I've heard from people there, they had a couple touchdowns called back, but hats off to Liberty. They came out and did what they had to do on the upset and were able to hold the Drillers off. And again, it's very difficult, Vance, to just keep winning games every week, because each week is a different challenge. And people understand is they get everybody's best, Vance. The Drillers are going to get the best of everybody they play, because everybody wants to be the one to knock them off. I believe they'll settle back down and play Driller football. Probably put them out of the hunt for the state title game, but you never know because a lot of football left. I think they still can run the table and win the section. I still believe that they're the best team, in the section, but time will tell. Like I said, Garson, I think, is right there, and so is Ridgeview. I think those are your 3 dominant teams in the area, and that's what they tell you. They say any given Sunday, any given Friday, Liberty has enough talent to pull that off, and, if Liberty can win out, Vance, they win the league.
Remember a few years ago, Cody Kessler, senior, and they were looking to go undefeated and make some noise in the state, and who beat them? Liberty with a last play touchdown catch by Carson Moyer in the end zone to win that deal. 2nd and 3. The Rebels right below us. High snap. Perez floats one out to the right side. Caught. What a nice play. And there's a first down. And gathered up at where? The 29-yard line, B. So they got inside the 30. Let's see if they can make something happen.
And I think that's a spot that's open when you play Ridgeview, when they're not covered up by Tripp or the man coming up out there. But when there's nobody over the receiver, I think that out is open all day long because the safety is playing on 11 yards off, and I don't think they can drive and get on that if you just throw that out and take what they're giving.
40 seconds remains in the third. Perez shovels this one out to the left side. And nice job running, nice job tackling. Good tackle out there by Franco Gomez. And
going to be a late hit right there, Vance, by Ridgeview. And you said good tackle right there. You're exactly right. Vance put off a blocker and then cut Evans in the legs and put him down for no gain. But it's going to be 15 yards going against the Wolfpack.
Wow. Now we have South High starting to get into the neighborhood here. See if they can't make something happen. Get on their scoreboard. First and 10, 14-yard line, 13-yard line. We haven't had the teams right below us all night long, so it's nice. They are standing right below me. Inside handoff. Great job out there by the Ridgeview defense, and namely Frank Zavaleta handled that all by himself.
Vance just great penetration, ran the running back down and tackled him, and that's the end of the quarter, Vance.
So we're done with 49-0. Back in a moment on Bright House Network's high school football game of the week. Fourth quarter coming up.
At Bright House Networks, we don't want to be seen as just a cable company. We hope to be considered a friend, the kind of friend who's in your community, helping out where and when we can, and who can make rainy nights in better than a night out. The kind who lets you conquer worlds from your bedroom and bring old friends together even though they're worlds apart. That's just the kind of friend we are. Bright House. Hello, friend.
Welcome back, Kern County. 49-0. Ridgeview dominating tonight at South High School, but that South High band is still up, still going, still playing.
You know, and give the South High players credit too, Vance. They haven't quit. They're continuing to play hard. That's a testament to Coach Wren.
South High trying to get in. 14-yard line, 2nd and 11. Perez, the quarterback, wants to go to the air. Takes a look, throws it out here to the flats. It's caught. Will he get any yardage? Ooh, nice good hit. He stayed up for a couple of more yards. And it was caught out there by Danny Gomez.
Well, Vance, good to read right here. Didn't have anything downfield, just throws it off to the back. And good tackle right there, you said, Vance, by the Ridgeview Wolfpack.
Shovel out to the left side. Will the Rebels get in? Nice pitch, nice play, but really nice defense by Ridgeview. Ridgeview's not going to just let them waltz in there. Big hit, and Evans was the ball carrier.
What appears to be fourth down for the Rebels.
So now it'll be 4th and about 5 or 6. And as the public address announcer, who happens to be an in-law of mine, says 4th and a long 6. And a timeout call by the Rebels, and they're going to try to make sure they really get this thing in there, B.
Yeah, you know, and again, you still have to play like you would in a game if it's close, because these are things that you have to do routinely, because when you do get in the game when you close, your execution has to be the same.
Hey, baby. It's been a great year, this 2012 football year. A special one for me. Didn't even plan on being here this year and got the call late in the deal. And have enjoyed being back for a a second retirement run through. And it started off exciting football game to get the season rolling out at Frontier. And next thing you know, we call a fantastic game between BHS and Garces. And Garces had them on the ropes, and BHS did what they did, came back. Here we go, 4th and 6 from the 8. South High wants to get on this scoreboard. Perez flushed out, in trouble, throws it up, and it is picked off. And it is intercepted out there by Previon Alexander, the super soft. So the sophomore Alexander picks it off, and the Rebels denied deep in Ridgeview territory.
One thing about the Wolfpack, they are talented. Great break on the ball, great read by Alexander. And it looked for a second like he's going to get a lot more, but good hustle right there by Rodriguez, because otherwise he was going to try to run that one back.
Only got 10, only got 10.
The Rebels only had 10 players. Now they get 11 out there. So disarray right now in some aspects as they don't start the series with 11 guys.
You know, Vance, as you see the clock running, and, you know, new quarterback, Ontiveros, Eric Ontiveros, he's in the game now running the quarterback. But it just looks like the results are the same as 7-8 more yards get put up. You know, as Lopez, who scored a touchdown earlier, just now racked off 7 or 8 yards.
2nd and 2, 9:14. Clock is officially running now. We did see the officials tell the head coaches clock will be running now here in the 4th quarter with a 49-0 lead. And don't know if Coach Manning had that play designed as well as possible, as well as he would have liked, but quarterback keep out to the left side, see if he can make something happen.
Number 13, Eric Ontiveros with the carry.
You know, you just got to just keep playing the game, Vance. You know, if you're South, just keep playing hard and, you know, finish out the game as hard as you can. And if you're Ridgeview, you know, you get pride when you're trying to get these shutouts. And, you know, the second team guys, they're getting in. They don't want to give up the shut. They don't want to be the team they score against. And look how well they played right there in that last series, stopping the Rebels from scoring.
Hard throw to the ground. Big tackle out there. So the Rebels still playing hard. Nice tackle out there by Keith Evans.
Brought down by number 16, Lavelle.
And Lavelle Ruffin in on the tackle as well.
4th down for the Wolfpack.
Under 8 to go in the 4th. All Ridgeview tonight. I'm Vance Palm, joined as always by my partner Brian Adams. Tomorrow night, the Renegades are quiet. No game for Bakersfield College. A bye week for the Renegades. For those of you that watch high school football and also listen in on radio or go to the Renegade games, they're playing very, very well. They'll be off tomorrow night and then next Saturday on the road at Moore Park. And then 2 weeks from tomorrow, they'll be home against the very, very dangerous Cerritos football club. So,
The ball just popped out.
Bumble!
Oh, they caught him down, but that would have been a roughing going in had they not.
Brings up 4th and 1.
Rebels will take over on down.
Now, let's see, Vance. It's hard to see from that angle, but I don't know if he was down, but they called him down.
Ruffin might have had 6.
Yep.
So it's 6.5. The clock's still running. Super Sammy Bowman has his shorts on, his T-shirt on. He's legendary for that. Legendary for going summertime on us no matter what. All right, here we go. First and 10, Perez floats one out to the corner, has a man open, and they both go up and battle for it. No call, so it was going to be between the number 27 player that we haven't had a name for all night long. Sorry to the family of number 27, but haven't had his name all night. Even the public address announcer here is just saying play made by number 27. And Keith Evans going up for it.
Yeah, that's thrown a little bit further out. Keith Evans has a touchdown tonight.
Brian, what about your UCLA Bruins?
You know, Vance, they have the loss against Oregon State and then last week against Cal, but, you know, it's not a bad start to the season. I think they can finish out splitting some games. I think they'll do it well. I think they're headed in the right direction the way they're playing. You know, against Cal, they just couldn't execute offensively, kept making a lot of mistakes. But I think, you know, he has them in the right direction. So just look forward to finishing this season. And, you know, really the future looks bright for Coach Moore and the young Bruins.
3rd and 10. Sorry, 3rd and 5 with 4:44 left here in the football game. Perez takes a look left, floats it out to the left, and his receiver slipped. Doggone it, Evans had lost his footing and tried to get it back in enough time, but couldn't do it, couldn't get it done.
You know, Vance, and that's just kind of night it's been for South. It seems like just couldn't get anything going or be consistent. But like I said, to give them credit, they really have played hard despite the score and despite the situation.
The Rebels next week will be at Bakersfield Christian, and Bakersfield Christian's been on the road 2 tough games. At Shafter, they won. Big game tonight at undefeated Wasco. Don't know how that's going. And so South will go from the frying pan into the oven at BCHS next week. Don't have the schedule here for Ridgeview, but 3:30, clock still rolling, 49-0. And he stepped out of bounds
before getting the first down, so Wolfpack kicked the ball back. But that was a nifty little run, and, you know, good job by the Wolfpack of barely holding on and not letting them get a first down. And 3:18, they should be able to run the clock out, especially with the running clock, with at least 1 first down.
They got him down. Another big body out there running that football, and that's Jesse Morua. He's 5'5", 165, so another strong, talented running back. You know, we talked to Coach Manning a few weeks ago when they played at Liberty before the game, and he says, you know, I'm young. We're young. We got young guys, and
26 with the carry, Jesse Morua.
And that's our deal. But they're young and gifted. 2nd and 2, high snap.
Morua again with the carry.
Morua again on that run, and that's going to be a first down.
You know, and that should be it right there, Vance. That first down is not much now South High can do, but, you know, just let it go out. And hats off to the Ridgeview defense. They play real well tonight as they're going to pitch a shutout tonight. And, again, like I said, the South High players, you know, never quit. They stay playing hard. So I think, you know, a good building block for them as well.
Moyer again on the carry, looking for some room upfield. And thrown out of bounds at about the 42-yard line. So Coach Wren, tough night for him and his Rebels, but they will move on to BCHS next week. It'll be a nice recovery game if they can get guys healthy and get guys back in those key spots able to play. Could be an interesting evening next week at BCHS. Ridgeview. Don't have the schedule in front of me, everybody, but whoever they play better be ready. It's a very, very good football team, Brian. We're looking at a Ridgeview Wolfpack team, again, coached by one of the best in the area with Coach Manning, and they are really going to be a force as each week unfolds. Whoever's preparing for them has to prepare for a run game. They have to prepare for a special teams game. They have to prepare for a defense that's so tough and so strong. They have to prepare for a quarterback that is multi-dimensional. They have to prepare for a running back that can run you over. They have to really get geared up for a team like Ridgeview.
Well, you have to be ready to play, and you have to bring your best. It's one of those situations where you're going to have to pretty much play your best for the teams remaining in the league, and Ridgeview have an off night.
All right, probably the last play of the game if they keep it on the ground, and they do. So on behalf of our senior director, Bernie Johnson, Zach Flores, the Godfather, Dave Farnes at headquarters in the truck, and what about Carlos Anguiano and Sammy Bowman? Thank you, gentlemen. Hey, everybody, have a fantastic weekend. Good night. God bless. Ridgeview wins. Bright House Network's high school football game of the week.